What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 31st episode of the Hot Takes Podcast Quarantine Edition. I have no one here with me right now except my cameraman for today, Tommy McKnight, my brother. Joe is quarantining himself and won't be able to make it, unfortunately. But we have 5 guest callers. They're frequent podcast guests. We're going to have Luke Ganz, my original co-host, Matt Ellis, my friend Will Wilson, Patrick Williams, and Adam Fadiga. They will all be joining me in Skype calls and to talk about how the quarantine has been affecting them, along with a 10 to 20 minute short topic about movies, video games, what have you. So before I make my first call, I just want to make a couple of announcements. I've had so many podcasts lined up. I had it all scheduled out. We were going to start trying to do different things, not just on movies and TV, not just on spotlight episodes, but we're going to try different things. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be trying to do soon, once this quarantine is all over, that is. We're going to do an episode of sushi tasting and trivia, where we will be reviewing sushi and taking shots of sake if we get sushi trivia questions wrong, which for the most part we'll probably get wrong. We're going to be doing a NBA podcast where we discuss who the best NBA player is. And we'll be doing more spotlight episodes and movie episodes as well. But we're going to get right into it with our first caller, Will Wilson. We're going to call him right now. Let's see what happens. Before we do that, Tommy, how have you been dealing with this quarantine? How is it affecting you with schoolwork and just work in general?
Well, schoolwork is interesting right now. I think almost everyone's doing it, online learning. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. It's not bad, but it's not good either, because, for example, yesterday was fine. I was done with all my work within 2 hours, but then you have teachers who are giving you projects that are over multiple days. And I just feel like those teachers aren't really considering what other classes you have, because they're giving you a project, and what if you have 2 other projects with 2 other classes? Which is what's happening to me right now. Like, I have is there cursing?
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of work I have to do. I have, 2 projects that are both due. One's on April 1st, one's tomorrow. And then I had to do chem, digital media, English, history, math. I had to do all that today. And I'm still not done. So some days it's 1-2 hours and you're done, and then others you just have so much work. So I feel like they still have some testing to do. They should test it more, because I don't think they should I personally don't think that project should be allowed. I think it should just be one-day assignments, learn your lesson, do the assignment. I don't think there should be a project.
Right. I think the only advantage with that is when it comes to tests and whatnot, it's probably all open book, no?
Yeah. I mean, even if it isn't, dude, who's not going to look it up?
Yeah, right. Do you think you're going to be going back this year?
Yes, I do. I don't know. It's so unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm personally really upset. I'm obsessed with Six Flags. Grid Adventure's 20 minutes from us.
Yep.
I'm obsessed with it. I've gone 35 times in 2019. I collect all the pins, almost everything they have. And that just got delayed. And I'm upset about that, because that's where I usually hang out 90% of my summer. And now there's no opening date. So I'm hoping it's done. I hope it's done by May. I don't want to be in my house for 2 months doing nothing.
Yeah, right. And you're working there. You're supposed to be working there this summer.
They actually just postponed all new hires indefinitely. You're just gonna have to wait until the virus is over to get trained.
Man,
I'll probably start working in July now.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it definitely stinks. It's definitely backing a lot of people up with work, schoolwork, and podcasts, for example. It's really becoming a big delay for a lot of things. Movies. It's all just crazy. It honestly is crazy. It's affecting the whole world, but we're all in this together. Bear with us. This is the first time we're doing something like this where we're Skype calling people and screen recording. So just bear with us for sure. So we are going to move on to our first guest, which is Patrick Williams. He works at Central State Hospital here in Freehold, New Jersey. He's going to give us a little insight of what exactly is going on there. And then we're going to do a short little topic, I think. So we'll see. We're going to call him now and see what happens. All right, how we doing, Pat? All right, man. How we living? How are we how are we surviving today?
I don't know. It's 55 and sunny. It's beautiful outside, so we're surviving.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a great day to be outside, unlike yesterday where it was rainy and you were literally forced to stay inside. But I know you've been at work a lot and whatnot, so we're going to get a little into that. You work at Central State Hospital here in Freehold, New Jersey. I'm sure it's been crazy there. I know you can't go too much into with how the patients are doing and whatnot, but just give me an overall idea of how the hospital's been working.
I'll tell you what, the hospital's been working as well as you could hope for. I mean, supplies themselves are limited, N95 masks, gowns, visors, just to protect ourselves. But we're doing a good job of conserving them and putting them to good use. From what I understand, like places around the area, like Great Adventure and stuff like that, have been saying they're going to donate N95 masks or any other PPE that we may need. But I mean, everything's running well. The upper management staff has been helping. Nurses and doctors and whatever from all other parts of the hospital are congregating to help in the highest acuity settings. So it really is one of the best team efforts I've seen.
And I know you guys did run out of masks the other day, right? And supplies like that.
Not where I've been, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I'm not there every day. I was there yesterday and the day before, and last Thursday. Those days it was okay, but what they've been doing is basically taking a lot of the protective equipment and giving it to the highest acuity areas, what it seems like, and then the lesser acuity, like they're, I don't honestly, I'm not sure what they're doing there. I'll be able to get back to you tomorrow because I'm going to be there tomorrow, but I'm not sure. I know that it's short. I know that there's definitely a need, but like I said, companies, small businesses, anybody that has stuff, they've been sending them.
Yeah. And I know yesterday you got like 20 pies sent to you from Brooklyn Square, right? For free? Like they did that for you guys?
Yeah, I don't know if they actually did it for free. I wasn't there for that conversation, but all I know is somebody came up with me, hey, go down to the lobby and pick up the pizza. So, it's like,
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. I know when I was working at the liquor store, our boss basically said thanks by just buying us pies of pizza for break and whatnot. So everyone's been, giving the hospitality and whatnot. But yeah,
you should get your manager to send us some hospitality.
Yeah.
And comp us some tequila vodka whiskey.
Yeah, right. Have your hours changed at all? Are you working like later shifts? Are you working extra hours because of this?
Not necessarily. I've been doing pretty much what I typically do. When I'm there, I'm there. When I'm not there, they're not calling me all day. If they need people, they'll send out a message saying like, "Hey, we need people. Somebody please come in." And
Yeah.
that's really it. I'll tell you what, this is a good time to make money.
Oh yeah,
to go
for
in and
sure.
make some extra, because they'll even if they don't ask and you walk in and say, "Hey, if you need help, I'm here," they'll put you to work, and it's good. Like I said, teamwork has been fantastic.
Are you doing anything different than what you usually would be doing as far as helping out there at the hospital?
Well, for my situation, I'm working on the unit where these patients are at their highest acuity. Some of these people are not able to breathe for themselves and stuff like that. So basically, to conserve protective equipment, they try to have as little people go into these rooms as possible. If someone's going into a room, you say, hey, do you need me to do anything while I'm in there? That way it's not 4 people coming in and out of the room every half hour like it typically would be. So it's just it's a little bit of an audible on how we're doing things, but for the most part, everything's still the same. Patient care is still patient care. Administering medications is still administering medications. Assessment, stuff like that. It's just how we go about doing it that changes.
Right. And you got to be careful in that sense. So yeah, you're wearing the mask, you're wearing the gloves and whatnot. Is there any other way that you would suggest people to protect themselves if they were to go outside, which I highly suggest no one go outside except for like outside in your front yard or whatnot. But do you have any suggestions as far as extra protection?
The best thing I could say is just wash your hands. Sing happy birthday in your head as you do it, the duration of the song. Scrub. I honestly, when I'm at work, I come up to here. Thoroughly. And I mean, that's the best thing you could do. Gloves, mask. I mean, if you feel you're going to be in a situation where people are going to be hacking and sneezing and coughing and stuff, or a visor or goggles at least.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really only in my situation, or if anybody is in healthcare, it's in their situation. But yeah, Purell at the very least.
For sure.
One thing I've been doing. I mean, one thing they teach us when you work in the hospital or any sort of medical facility is like, don't wear your shoes in the house. So, I mean, typically I wash my shoes thoroughly no matter what, and I'll leave them in my closet in a bucket. But like for now, I've been like when I leave work, this is how bad it is. When I leave work, I bring an extra change of clothes. When I'm done, I wash my hands. I change my clothes downstairs. I grab alcohol and or bleach wipes. I bleach my phone, my wallet, my keys, my pens, my watch, my work badge, and I clean it all, scrubbing everything. I put that stuff away, tie up my clothes, and then come home. And I don't even put my shoes in the house anymore. I leave them outside on my porch after I've bleached them.
Yeah.
So that's to the that's an extreme right there. They're even like people will bring a change of clothes to work, and they'll actually go down to the gym down at the other end of the building and shower. They open the showers for workers who need.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, should I do that? Yeah, it would be a good idea, but I put a bed sheet on my car. I mean, on my driver's seat. I don't wear my shoes in the car. So at the bare minimum, wash your hands. Wash your hands. I've been washing my hands so much. I don't know if you could see it on the camera that well, but like from here to here on both my hands was red.
Yeah, I could see it a little bit. Yeah.
It felt like burns how much I've been washing.
Well, I'm glad that you're taking the proper precautions, and even more some, especially working in the hospital. I'm glad that you're safe and healthy in that instance. Have you been catching up on any shows or anything like that, or playing any games during your quarantine?
No, honestly, I really haven't, and I wish.
Yeah.
Actually, I did just watch episode 3 of Breaking Bad yesterday, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I was sitting there, I was like, I want to watch Breaking Bad. But, I don't know. The new Call of Duty's pretty cool. That's what I've been playing.
Have you been playing the new Warzone at all?
Yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Nice.
But that's really it. And even still, it just gets boring to me after a while.
Yeah, I'm not a big video game guy myself. I just bought Cuphead. Do you know that game? Yeah, I just bought that and started playing it, and the moment I get frustrated with the game, it's like, you know what, screw this, I'm not playing it anymore. So like,
I'm gonna go take a walk outside.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But all right. I appreciate you coming on and joining the pod, Pat. One other thing I wanted to ask you. I know we interviewed you before with your band Three Cheers Too Late. I'm sure you guys are delaying any sort of tours or anything like that. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Do you have any plug that you want to say right now as far as any new singles or music coming out?
We do have a new single coming out. What's today?
Today is
24th.
Yeah.
I think our new single is coming out on Friday.
All right, nice.
It's been so crazy lately. Hold on, let me check the date. Yeah, I think we had it for the 27th. So yeah, we have a new single coming out the 27th. We have new material coming out every so often next coming month. It just stinks because we were going to tour in April. We were going to do a tour in April and, play some of that stuff and get it out there. But it is what it is. Maybe we'll live stream some stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. That would be awesome.
It's tough when everybody can't really get together that much. I mean,
I know.
It's hard to sit in a room when everybody has to be 6 feet apart from each other.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But, okay. Well, once again, appreciate you coming on, Pat. I hope to see you soon. Please stay safe and stay healthy and wash up and everything. It seems like you've been doing a good job with that anyway. But, yeah, please be safe out there, all right, man?
Man, I appreciate the time.
No problem. Thank you for the time. I'll see you later, all right? Enjoy your day.
All right, be well.
Peace. All right.
I just started watching Breaking Bad.
You just started watching it?
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
Nice. What you think of it so far?
It's good. The first season, it definitely gets slow, but it's a lot better now. Spoiler, but it definitely got super slow when they killed those two guys in the RV right in the beginning. And it took them 4. I'm like, okay, I get it, dude. It's been 4 episodes. Just either kill him or let him go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Breaking Bad is a great show. I highly suggest you keep up with it. And yeah, that'll be it. We are going to move on to our next guest through Skype. His name is Matt Ellis. You know him from a couple of the episodes here. He's been on for the anime episode. He's been on for one of our earlier episodes where we discuss movie theories that we've had. So we're going to give him a call right now and see how he's doing. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
All right. So how we living, Matt? How we surviving?
Pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty cool, I guess. What about you? How you doing?
I'm just, I'm just chilling, editing videos, just watching Jojo. We'll get into that a little bit later. And yeah, just trying to survive, man. So,
okay.
So I did have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So one, I heard you came into contact with someone that does have it.
I do. I did. Yeah.
Was that from work?
Correct. Yeah, it was from my my other job with the kid. When I work with the autistic kid. So,
Gotcha.
His father had it. So now.
Man. Yeah.
Now I gotta stay home for 2 weeks. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. Stay in the house, pretty much.
Right. And is your job still operational right now? Is it still open in a sense? No, it's not.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, obviously, yeah, they had to shut that down because of what happened. I mean, the father's in the hospital and whatnot. So now,
Man.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So.
Wow. And it might even be longer than that, dude. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm thinking upwards of a month, maybe more.
Yeah. I do hope that family's all right. I hope, I hope that father gets better, but I also hope
Apparently
that
he's doing well now.
Oh, he's doing well.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's recovering fine. He's got the fever and whatnot, but they're making it through.
Good. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's not much you can do. about
Right.
it. I mean, there's no cure, so
Right. Not yet, at least.
no.
So, what have you been doing during your self-quarantine?
Chilling out, bro. Been playing Doom Eternal. Man, it's pretty good. What else have I been doing? That's it, bro. Pretty much that, and then trying to think.
How's
Nothing.
Doom Eternal? It just came out, right?
It did. It just came out. Same day as Animal Crossing, March 20th? 20th, I think. Yes. So that's pretty good. I just beat it the other day. Pretty solid all around. There's this one guy in there, though. He's called the Marauder, and he is a pain in the ass, bro. He's got a shield, and he can deflect any projectile that comes his way. So you can't shoot him with anything. Even the most powerful weapons don't go through it. You got to wait till he hits. You got to be in mid-range. If you're far away, he'll throw an axe at you. If you're short, he's got a shotgun that'll blast you with. So you gotta make sure you're in mid-range. Then he'll try to slam you with the axe, and his eyes will turn green. And you gotta shoot him within 2 seconds. If you miss it, then you gotta wait again. And he'll summon a wolf to come after you too while he's chasing you down. I think he's annoying. He pretty much breaks up the entire thing.
It sounds pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie.
Pain in the ass. Other than that, pretty good. Minor complaints here and there, but that's a whole different thing to get into.
Play Doom 2016.
That one was very good.
I have it on my PC. I think I'm 6 hours in or something, and I got stuck on a level. I haven't played it since. It's not even I got stuck on a hard level. I just don't know where to go.
Yeah, that's a problem with this one too. I found it. Sometimes you're searching around, you don't know where to go. Even the secrets I find to be a pain in the ass. Sometimes I'll just be ugh, forget it, and then I'll just move on to the next level because I don't have the patience to deal with it. This one definitely still has that problem too, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes it hard. I mean, I'm sure the boss fights and everything like that are hard enough, but
the boss fights I don't think are very good. I thought the final boss is okay. The first boss sucks. I mean, the first boss is one enemy and then two enemies, and then they become normal enemies after that. So you're fighting one of the same guy, and then he'll summon two guys. You got to beat those, and that's it. I think there's only 3 bosses as far as I recall, and then the second one is with some gladiator guy with I think he has a ball and chain, and then he has a shield too. He's okay. I mean, I thought 2016 had better bosses.
Would you say that's a better game overall?
I feel like they both have things that make them good and then bad. I feel like the gameplay in this one is a lot better, but I felt I don't know if I want to say, yeah, I think I did. The level design, finding secrets and whatnot, I thought was better in the first game. Sometimes I feel like there's too much detail in here. There's so much stuff stuffed into the levels that it's so hard to find secret areas and whatnot. Within the first game, within 2016, it was so easy to, okay, that's the secret's gonna be in there. That looks like a hole in there. It was just so easy to find where they were. This one I feel like it's a little convoluted. And then you got to find certain switches in specific spots. I just feel like it takes away from it. And when you're having a game where it's so fast and it's breakneck speed and whatnot, you're gonna want to zoom around, shoot and whatnot, and it breaks the flow, and you got to spend 5 minutes searching for something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something?
Yeah. On the topic of new video games, the new My Hero game just came out.
Oh yes.
Did you play it?
That? I did play that too. I forgot to mention that. I was playing that too.
Did you beat story mode?
I did beat story mode. Did you play it?
Oh, what?
Did you play it?
I beat the hero side. I got to do the villain side, but that final boss. You watched the overhaul arc, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing. The final boss, you have to fight that giant thing he has.
You have to fight Chisaki when he's in his final form. When Deku goes
with the 8 arms, you have to fight that. You're just running around, and Eri's on your back healing you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's okay. And then I won't spoil it for him because the villain side is different for the ending. I don't know. It's okay. It's cool. The story mode, I just blasted through. I skipped through all the cutscenes. I was I don't care.
Well, the animated cutscenes are really good, but there's barely any animated.
There's barely. The first game had a lot more.
No, it didn't. The first game had 1.
No, the first game had more. They had the one with Nomu, right? And then they had they had a couple others.
They have 6 in this game. Because there's like 4 on villain and 2 in hero. And I'm pretty sure they only did the stain fight in the first one.
I thought Nomu was animated. I mean, it's been a while since I played the first one. I mean, I only played the campaign once. I'm not going to go through it again, but... okay.
The game reminds me, I mean, from the sound of it, it reminds me of a Sonic Adventure 2 battle where you have to do the hero side and then the villain side.
The hero side and the villain side. It's like that, but it's less interesting.
Okay.
It's not very good. I mean, the story wasn't good in the first game, but I've always liked the gameplay of these games. It's like the Naruto Ninja Storm games, which I haven't personally played. I don't care about Naruto, but I do. I've seen gameplay of those games, and it looked interesting. And then the first one came out, and I was like, "Oh, that looks cool." And I played it, and I was really into it, man. It's kind of like, you know what Power Stone is?
Is that another game? Isn't that like a card game or something like that?
No. It's like on the Dreamcast. It's like. This is not a totally accurate description, but the best way I can describe it is like Smash Bros. In 3D.
Okay. All right.
So it kind of reminds me of that, like just like an arena, just like a very simplistic, like just fun, like beat 'em up game, like just very, not complex, not going to win any awards, but they're fun, like they're fun to like jump into a match with someone, and the fan service is nice in them, so. That's pretty cool. There's so many more characters in this one. Like I really dig this one. I think it's pretty good. Story mode has always sucked. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to give this game like the best review ever. It's just some simple, stupid My Hero game, but it's fun for what it is. And I think if you're looking to like have a few matches, throw down every once in a while, I think it's perfect for that because I did that all the time with the first game, and I'm planning to do it with the second. And then they added a 4-player mode where it's tag team where. You're the main fighter, and then the second player are the assists that you throw in. So So they'll summon in so you pick 2 assists, and then so they'll control the assist characters. So I think that's pretty cool.
I think they're gonna this game. They could have expanded upon it, but I think they're gonna do what the Naruto Storm series did. I didn't play it, but there's 4 games.
Yes.
I think the third one's going to be big. I think the third one's going to have fully animated cutscenes, and I also think it's going to have an English dub.
I don't think they're going to do the English dub.
I think they are. I don't know. The game's really big.
Because with all these Dragon Ball games, the only one that's had an English dub, did Kakarot? I think Kakarot did.
And Fighters.
Yeah, Fighters and Kakarot did, which are major games, but...
Well, and then you have this crappy One Punch Man game that just came out, and that got
an English awful. Dub. Yeah, that got a dub, which I'm surprised about, too. That's wild, because that's, just such a low-budget game. I don't know, man. Who knows? I mean... Because then you got to give money to, like, Funimation for going in, so then you're splitting the money even more. It depends on how well this one does, I think, financially. I think there is going to be a third game, but, we'll have to see. They're adding in DLC, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't really like DLC in games in general, but it's like a season pass this time where they only have, like, 4 characters, but it shouldn't be too badly priced. I think it's like $20. I don't know how many characters you get, so we'll have to see on that.
All the characters already got leaked in that.
Oh yeah, they did. That's right, they did. I looked through it. It was like 6 of them, right?
5.
That game that I was talking about before is actually called Hearthstone. Have you ever played that?
Yeah, I know what Hearthstone is. Yeah.
Yeah. My friend Joe Lupo plays that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you hear about like the big thing with Blizzard and the Chinese guy who like won the tournament? And then they kicked him out because he's like free Hong Kong at the end. So so Blizzard kicked him out of the tournament, took away his prize money that he earned, and it became like a big deal.
I did not hear about that, but that sucks.
Okay, I mean this was maybe a few months back, but yeah, I'm not And then there was like this whole big thing about them like supporting China and like all this stuff, and then it's a whole big thing. I mean, you look into it. It's about half a year old, I would say now.
All right. Let's talk about Jojo a little bit.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah. During this quarantine, I've been able to catch up on part 1 and part 2. Gonna probably start catching up on part 3 tonight. I'll give my first initial thoughts on it. Part 1, I thought it was pretty good. I know a lot of people said it was like, yeah, just get through season 1 and you'll really like season 2. I didn't really have much of a problem with part 1.
Part 1 and 2 are season 1.
Oh, right. Yeah. But part 1, I didn't mind that much. I loved Dio. I thought he was a great villain.
Oh yeah.
Dio is great. I love Speedwagon. Just his name is freaking great.
Yeah.
And then part 2, it blows part 1 out of the water, in my opinion, even though part 1 is good. And you're telling me that part 2 is probably the best part, and Tommy's saying the same thing, that part 2 is the best one.
I think it's the best one that's animated currently. I mean, I've read the manga. I'm not all the way caught up. I'm on the part that it's currently on part 8. And 8 I started. I mean, I haven't read it in a while though. Just because, I don't know, like, you know, I finished everything that was there, and then I'm like, all right, well, now I'm at part 8, which is still going on currently, so I don't know if I want to, you know, catch all the way up. You know, it's kind of like do I really want to follow this thing monthly, or do I want to, like, binge it when it all comes out?
Right.
So, yeah, out of anime, my personal favorite part is 6. That's kind of like an iffy opinion. You know, you're always making fun of me for having, like, fucking unpopular opinions. That's another one there. 6, you know, is very, like, divisive. 6 is my personal favorite. I think 7 is great too. A lot of people love 7. 5, I absolutely hate 5. I think that's awful. I think there's good things about 5, but I think it's definitely the worst part. 4, I think, is weak in its first half. Gets way better in its second, and then 3, I think, is good. It's good. 1, I really like. I know a lot of people don't, but I really enjoy part 1 just because it just has such a different feel compared to every other part. Especially with Jonathan and everything. He's just so different. Like, he's just, I don't want to say he's like a Mary Sue, but he's kind of like...
No, I know what you're saying.
Just like, you know, he's very typical, like, old-fashioned hero, very, you know, into justice, you know, fight for them. Like the typical average superhero you would see back in the day, you know, like your average, you know, Superman or whatnot, like the, you know, the strongest guy, you know, fights for, you know, fights evil and whatnot. 2, yes, 2 is definitely very good. I mean, I've only gone through 2 once. But it's great because I feel like every part has it where it's like bullshit, or there's just some shit that doesn't make sense. It's in every fucking part. Like, you analyze every single part, it just doesn't make sense. There's a lot of people out there trying to be like, oh no, this, that, and they'll make up excuses. No, it's bullshit. There's bullshit in every single one. But the thing is that I think 2 takes it where it's like, it implements the bullshit, but it knows it's bullshit and has fun with it. Like the scene at the beginning with Joseph, and where he takes out the Tommy gun and he starts like fucking blasting Straits, the vampire.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did the gun come from? Who the fuck knows? How did he hide an entire gun back there? You know, it doesn't make any fucking sense, but it has fun with it.
Yeah, here's another question. Towards the end, how was Jojo able to take his decapitated arm and put it around the main bad guy's neck towards
I'm telling you, it's all bullshit, bro. I'm telling you.
I was like, bullshit. Whoa, like, what?
It's all bullshit. I'm telling you. It gets fucking worse. Part 3 and 5, I think, are the worst when it comes to plot holes, in my opinion.
Yes, I hate part 3.
Do you remember the main bad guy's name in part 2? It already isn't it like
there's 3 of them.
Cars. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, Cars, Wamu, and AC/DC.
Yeah, just the name AC/DC, it made me laugh. It was like,
oh yeah, oh bro, it's all musical references though. I think that's one of its charm, is that it's all, you know.
Yeah, that
you know, Western music and
awesome.
Their group name is the Pillarmen.
Yeah, the Pillarmen, right.
Yeah, the Pillarmen.
Jojo in part 2, my favorite Jojo so far, and I think he's gonna stay my favorite Jojo because he reminds me of like Spider-Man. He tries to aggravate his enemies.
Oh yeah, it's good.
All these little tricks and everything like that. I absolutely loved it. I love that Jojo. I love oh man, I'm losing everybody's name right now.
Caesar.
Not Caesar. Yes, Caesar. Mm-hmm. I thought he was a great character.
He's okay. Yeah, I like him.
the whole bubble thing was it was ridiculous to me, but I still loved it.
Did you ever see that picture of where it's SpongeBob, but he's like Joseph, and then it's Bubble Buddy as Caesar?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, bro, it's so good. It's so good. I love all the memes around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an okay cast. Caesar I find to be kind of annoying. I don't think he's like Baron Zeppeli, Will Zeppeli from part one. I thought he was way better. I love that guy. He's one of my favorites. Caesar's okay. I just think he's like the cocky, hot-headed, partner, but I don't know. He just comes off as like super annoying sometimes. The part where he's like he's rushing to fight Wamu in the when they're out in the cold. I forgot what they were.
Right.
But yeah, that I was like, all right, well, this guy's gonna fucking die now. Like I knew it was gonna come. Spoilers, I guess. I guess you're gonna have to edit that in, right? Oh.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of editing there for this one, getting all the calls in and everything. So that's all right.
I gotcha.
One other thing I was gonna mention, you said Caesar was more of the hot-headed one. I have to disagree with that. Jojo is really the hot-headed one.
But Jojo didn't rush in to get fucking killed, man. At the end of the day,
No, his whole thing is that he acts stupid and he acts all like boastful.
I wouldn't even say he's hot-headed.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say he's like naturally hot-headed. I want to say Joseph is more arrogant, which he uses to his advantage to goat his enemies into coming after him and losing their cool. So that's part of his tactic. I don't think he's really naturally hot-headed. I mean, obviously he's very arrogant and he thinks highly of himself. But I think that's that. Do you know anything about part 3 yet or no?
No, nothing at all. Nothing.
Okay,
at all.
I won't discuss anything with it then. So I'm excited for you to see it.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I liked the villain that Jojo faces first before Cars better than any villain.
You're talking about Wamu?
Yes.
Yeah, Wamu, exactly. He's my favorite too. I agree.
Wamu, it was excellent. Yeah, I love how he was like a noble warrior. Yeah, he should have been the main villain for sure.
I think he was way better.
Yeah.
I think because of Car's personality, like he naturally takes the role of like the lead. But I thought Wamu was a lot more interesting in his morals and his personality. I just thought was a lot more interesting too. Compared to Cars, who I thought was just, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm the ultimate life form. No one can beat me, whatever, tried and true trope. Right. But AC/DC I like too. I thought he was pretty funny. Cars is actually my least favorite out of all of them. I thought he was like the weakest villain.
Cars is probably my second favorite out of the three because AC/DC he wasn't there for too long, but I still liked him though. He was still a villain as well. Yeah.
Cars, I think, is the weakest villain in the entire series, personally.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I think after this it gets way better. Where Five's villain is, I can't, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but Five's villain, I won't say anything, but Five's villain is definitely the second weakest for me.
Okay.
What got you into this? What made you decide to start watching it?
Honestly, you did. Like, as much as I made fun of you for watching it, I think it just came to the point where it was like, all right, I want to watch another anime, and just why not JoJo? It was basically like a why not, Yeah. Yeah.
So you're liking it so far?
Oh yeah, I like it. I do like it so
far.
I
told you got to get into it, bro. Like it's really good. Like it is good. Like there's so many problems and it's so flawed, but like it's just so charming that it's like impossible to not enjoy. I think. Right. I mean, obviously, there's people who it's not for everyone. Obviously, there's people who are going to dislike it, but I think the charm outweighs the negatives of the entire series.
For sure.
I'm not going to watch Rick and Morty though. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay. I'm done trying to convince you to watch Rick and Morty.
All right, bro. I mean, I've told you I've seen it, bro. But I've tried to watch Rick and Morty, bro. I think it's just okay. I don't think it's a terrible show. I just think it's okay, and I don't think it's funny at all. I just think I think it's entertaining. I think you can watch it and enjoy it, but I can't laugh during it because I don't think it's funny.
Right. All right. Matt, I want to thank you for joining me today for the Quarantine Podcast.
Anytime.
I hope you stay safe and healthy, and same for your
too.
family and everything.
All right, thank you for having me.
Yeah, hope to see you soon, man.
Yeah, man. See you soon.
Peace out.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, we are going to move on to our next quarantine caller. His name is Will Wilson. He's been on the pod before, and he's about to be on the pod again. Let's give him a call. Here we go.
Hello, Frankie.
Hello, how we doing, Will?
Tired as hell.
I miss you, man. It's been a little bit. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I could see that you're tired right now. How's work been? You work for EMT, correct?
Yeah, nonstop. There's been like 6,000 calls a day.
It's obviously been affecting your work and whatnot. Is it mostly all calls, with coronavirus?
A majority of it, but a lot of it's people who could have it, but are just like, man, I have a fever, thinking going to the hospital is going to do anything except spread it to more people. And if they don't have it, they could get it because they're in a hospital.
Yeah, right, exactly. So what do? Do you just deny bringing them to the hospital or deny them a test if they just have a fever?
Can't do that.
You can't do that. So what do? You bring them in?
Yep.
Jeez.
Every single one. Yeah, if they want to go, you have to take them.
How many people are you picking up a day, would you say, right now?
I mean, it depends on the day of the week and which area I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
But Sunday, I was working 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., it's overnight usually. It's not too bad. Nonstop the entire time.
And you're mainly in Staten Island, right? You're not working in any other place right now, are you?
In southern Brooklyn, biggest cluster in New York City.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's crazy. I know New York has the most cases right now, and I know that number is probably going to spike even more this upcoming week. That's what a lot of people have been saying anyway, as far as the news.
Doubles every 2 days, apparently.
Doubles every 2 days. Yeah, it's so wild, honestly. It's crazy.
I mean, a majority of it's not life endangering to people because they're relatively healthy.
Yeah.
But it's super contagious. So the problem is it's going to kill people because it's going to hop from person to person until it gets to someone that it could actually harm, badly.
Yeah. What precautions have you been taking to not get it?
Masks, gloves, wash my hands until they burn.
Yeah, right. I literally just got off the call with someone that works in the hospital right by me, and he said the same exact thing. Some people even wearing goggles and whatnot.
And there's low supplies on everything. Like the hospital that I'm closest to, they all have different respirator masks. Some of them have welding masks on it.
Got to do what you got to do.
Getting whatever they can.
Yeah.
And they're outright just discharging people as fast as possible. The person's like, yeah, I have a fever. They're like, listen to their lungs and be like, go home, take Tylenol, stop spreading it to people.
Oh, God. I know they converted the Javits Center into an 1,000-person hospital, basically. Mm-hmm. Did you hear about that?
Yes. And the Navy, I don't know if it's here yet, is sending a ship to be a makeshift hospital.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah. Have you been sending anyone to Javits or no?
No, I have within my area, there's hospitals I can't drive 40 minutes. I shouldn't drive 40 minutes, but you can get approved. But there's why do you want to go across the city? For what reason?
Right. Yeah, it's
wild. And I'm probably gonna get it because of just the bad luck and how bad it's getting, bro.
No, it is getting bad. You're absolutely right about that. But I think you'll be good. It seems like you're taking the right precautions and whatnot about it. So I think you'll be
everybody's
fine.
Low on masks.
Is your section low right now too? How? Yeah.
It's 1 for 1.
Yikes.
So I start with one. If I use it, I have to go get a new one.
Yeah. Damn. You don't have any masks at home or anything like that? You use paint masks or something like that?
Yeah, but it's not issue to me, so if I get sick, I don't know if they would cover me or not.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
they'll be like, yeah, you got sick, but you were wearing a bandana and not a mask. Why would we have?
But seriously though, what's the real difference between like one of those masks, one of those cheap masks, and like a bandana? You
So I
know,
was
is
actually
there?
reading this the other day. So the surgical, it's like the virus is a certain super tiny measurement, and surgical masks have a filter where the
Yeah,
holes are bigger than what the virus is anyway.
right.
But it's like microns, whatever that means. That's small.
Okay, yeah, microns. Never heard of that before. Heard
I mean,
micro before.
yeah, it's like it's better than nothing, but it's not gonna like wearing the same surgical mask all day. Not that smart. You should wear it if you're in a place where there is people everywhere. Meanwhile, you should be inside.
Yeah,
And I mean, they closed things in New York, but a lot of stuff isn't closed.
yeah. I mean, as far
Like
as
they're
like
but the
takeout restaurants.
bodegas are important. We can't close them. I'm like,
See, that's a little ridiculous. The bodega should close down. I think the only things that really should be staying open is like the restaurants that do deliveries if people need. Obviously, the hospitals. I mean, I also think it's a little ridiculous that the liquor stores are considered essential. But what are you gonna do about it?
yeah.
Um, I was gonna ask you, has your hours shifted or changed at all? Have you been working more hours because of this?
Continuously changing all the time because they're trying to like have people work. It's so they changed me to where I was basically like married to one partner so that we wouldn't spread it around to people. We
Yeah,
could only work with people on like a similar schedule. Like they give us a letter for the days we have on and off.
yeah,
And then a lot of people, you know, could have gone out sick or this and that and would lower on manpower. So they're like, just work with only people from your station. It doesn't matter. And then they changed. They didn't change my hours, but a lot of people they got their schedules changed, and now they're talking about changing it again.
I guess they're just
And
trying to maneuver it to what they're probably just still trying to figure out the best way to work it.
yeah, and they're what was I gonna say about scheduling? Oh, I can be forced to stay any day because there's like a you can get forced to stay if there's a vacancy, but there was a thing where if you do enough overtime, you wouldn't be forced to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Out the window. Like if we need you, you're staying.
Right, right. Yeah. That's not. Has that happened to you yet?
That happened to me last night.
It did happen to you last night. Damn. So how long did you work till?
I did some finagling with the scheduling to where I worked 5 p.m. to like 5:30 a.m., which isn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to like finagle with what I was working when I could go home.
Yeah, right, right.
But yeah,
Damn.
2 shifts on top of one another is supposed to be 16 hours.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. How your fam and everything's doing good though? Everything's
Yeah,
fine when you're in.
my mom's bored since schools are not in session, so she's
Right.
just cooking. She's sewed masks out of things, made her own hand sanitizer because she's bored.
There you go.
My dad still has to go into work though.
He's a firefighter, correct? Still or no?
He's a retired firefighter, but he is the fire safety director at Rockefeller Center.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely still needs to go in for sure. And he's been taking the same precautions and whatnot too, wearing masks and,
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yells at me every day to wear my shit.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta be safe, man. You really do. All right, and you're
Pornhub donated like I don't know. I think it might have been 200,000 masks.
did
To
they?
the New York Fire. Yep.
That's so funny. I was the other person I was just talking to that works in the hospital. Do you know Brooklyn Square? It's a pizza place in like Jackson and
Yeah.
Manhattan. They brought like 20 pies of pizza over to the hospital for them. So that was awesome for them to do too. Obviously, the masks are more important. Kudos to Pornhub for doing that. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. Nice.
But yeah, it's all crazy.
Yeah, man.
My life is gonna suck for a a couple months, but once it's the summer, the heat and humidity will die down the ability for it to be contagious because viruses don't like that.
Yeah, that's what I've been
Like
hearing.
viruses hang in dry air, which in the winter it's dry air. Humidity and stuff will help a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hope for that for sure. I'm hoping this is done by like Mayish. You know, we were just saying before. Hopefully, Mayish is going to be the time that we start seeing improvements at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. But China, I just read the other day on like my movie websites, they started reopening movie theaters. So I guess it's getting somewhat better over there.
Yeah,
Hopefully
well,
the
they
same
like
starts coming.
locked down everything. They locked down like they went to the point where they would lock down specific neighborhoods instead of cities. They had trucks driving around spraying disinfectant on the streets.
That's crazy.
I think that was China, but maybe it was a different country. Either way, they did the right thing eventually.
Yeah.
So we kind of got to follow suit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, I know you need to go soon and get to work. I do appreciate you coming on. One last thing I want to ask you. I know you've been busy with work right now, but have you been catching up on any TV shows or video games or anything like that? Like on your time off? No, right? No.
I've been sleeping.
Yeah. I don't blame you, my dude. I don't blame you. Well, yeah, man. Please stay safe out there. You're saving lives. Kudos to you, my dude. And
thank you.
yeah, man. You and your family, please stay safe. And I will see you soon in person when this is all over.
Yes, when I'm 40. What?
Yeah.
Right. All right, Frankie. You stay safe too, brother.
Thanks, dude. I'll see you later.
See ya.
All right, we are going to move on to our next caller. You know him very well. He's my usual co-host on the podcast. It's Luke Ganz. Let's give him a call. All right, let's start recording that. And okay, we are good. How we doing, Luke?
What's up, Frankie? How you doing, bro?
Good, man. I'm liking the New York Giants shirt on right now.
Chilling, living the life. You're frozen on me. It's all good. What's Gucci?
Nothing much, dude. Just podcasting it up and watching Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. That's really it, my man.
That's fire. That's good. At least you get outside at all today. It's like pretty nice out.
I will be right after this. Yeah.
Good.
How about you?
I did a little bit of a workout this morning outside for a little bit, and then after this, I'll probably go out, walk around for a few minutes. I have an end of the day call with work at like 4:30, so like I've been kind of just like locked in most of the day with like actually having to work. So it's been pretty brutal, man. You know, but it is what it is, right? We got to do what we got to do.
Absolutely. I'm surprised that you guys are still operational, honestly.
Yeah, I think the big thing right now, luckily with my job, is like the great thing is like we're working towards when we get back, whenever it might be. Obviously, we're not sure yet.
Oh, froze up.
The only thing I really say about it is that right now they've just got us forecasting it. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Got me? Okay. Yeah, no, it's basically just, business as usual. We're not reaching out to many people now, but we are keeping in contact with our clients that are supposed to be coming, that are planning on coming, as well as just getting ready for, what will be happening in the future. So I think that's the biggest goal with it right now is like, don't completely just drop everything. Because like as much as what's going on right now is above us, it's like, as long as we're keeping a smart, proactive approach with it, I think that's the best way to go about it. So.
For sure. And you're obviously working from home, right? Or you're doing like video calls and whatnot? And
yeah. I mean, we do a lot of business meetings with like via Skypes and Zoom. We've been doing a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of phone, just like general like iPhone calls of anything like FaceTimes and stuff like that. But we've been still just keeping in touch with each other a pretty rapid amount. So that's always a positive too, just to keep keep the positivity there, keep everyone connected and on the same page going forward. So that's exciting. For sure.
Have you been catching up on any shows or video games or anything like that during your quarantine?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a little bit of Call of Duty.
The new one with Warzone?
Yes, yeah, I love the new Call of Duty, and I'm actually like decent at it for the first time in like forever. The last time I was good at a Call of Duty was the World War II Call of Duty.
Yes.
So like, it's I've been doing that, and then like I've been trying to watch like a lot of like short video documentaries or just like snippets on things that I like. So like I've been watching a lot of stuff revolving around like the company Patagonia. I've been watching a lot about like Nike's birth. I've been like watching a lot of TED Talks. A lot of stuff like that. But the big thing is like you saw my message in our chat with all our friends. I can't find a Switch anywhere, dude.
I
I
know.
can't, and like I can't, and like I'm bummed about it because I was in the mall right before all this happened, and the GameStop I stopped into had one Switch left, and it was used, and I was like, you know what, like it's like not a bad idea. Maybe I should just do it, and it was 260, and I was like, you know what, that's like not bad at all. I was like, let me like take a lap around and let me think about it, and I always have like this mentality of it's like if you do that and then you leave and you forget about it, then it's not like, then you didn't need to go and purchase it, whatever, right? So I get home and I'm like, oh man, I forgot about the Switch. I'm like, all right, well, I guess that's a sign, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I love playing Call of Duty. I love doing this, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, what I would do to just play something different. Like I went and
Yeah.
I bought Jedi Fallen Order to play it, and I love it because it's like, I mean, like I might get flamed because like I'm not the biggest game guy ever. Like I love video games, but I would compare it to like a free roam kind of like a Zelda open world kind of, like almost like a Skyrim, but like obviously it's more like mission based with it, and it's good. But like I get so frustrated with games like that because like there is no multiplayer platform for me to go to, so it's like I can only follow the storyline, and then when I get bothered on the storyline, I'm just like, okay, well, no, I'm frustrated, I'm gone, so I'm sitting
Same
here.
exact way I am with video games, man. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this is so annoying. So like I'm beating myself up that way. I'm beating myself up that I didn't just buy one months ago when I was going to.
Yeah.
But I guess we struggle another week, right? I guess there's worse things that I could be, that we could be concerned about, and worse things that could be happening. So I think that's always the thing I kind of look back to, and I'm like, just take a deep breath, and I'm like, all right, you know what? It's not that bad, but
Sure.
that's positive for it. But
I have a little bit of a similar story at that same GameStop in the Freehold Raceway Mall. I was with Tommy one day, and there was this pop figure, but
okay,
it was like defected, right? It was a defected Summer from Rick and Morty.
okay,
And
nice.
Yeah, and Tommy was like, "Yo, you should get that." And then you go on eBay, and those defected pop figures, they go for a lot of money. I'm like, all right, maybe. I really wasn't sure about it, and I didn't get it, and now I'm thinking, it was like, damn, I probably could have made a nice buck off of that.
How much was it? Did you
I-
check?
I didn't. How much was it at the store? Do you remember, Tommy?
It's probably $15.
Somewhere around like $12, $11.
Yeah.
The defects, it depends on, like, the rarer the pop is, and if it has a defect, you're going to get more money. So I don't know if it's extremely rare, but you definitely get at least, like, $40, $50 off a defect.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot, but it's still more than what you're getting it for. Like, that would have been
100%.
nice. Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah.
might I texted, just like as a side note with that, I actually, two things. I bought the detachable gauntlet Thanos pop from that pop GameStop, and I have it in my car. I have to go get it now that I'm thinking about it.
Nice.
And the text that I sent you the other day, I was talking with I was talking because Joe Ellerman saw one of the podcasts, and he was like, dude, I love it, blah, blah. And he was talking about how he wants to try to, get some people on it. And I was like, dude, I'm all in. Just let me know, whatever. And in my head, because we were just talking about ideas, in my head popped up like the concept of, what did I write to you? Collector showcase. So in my head,
That's right.
I was thinking, I was like, we have so many interesting people that we talk to, whatever. I was like, we should do a segment where everyone, like, especially now while we're doing stuff like this, like, I'm trapped in my house. I can't come to your house or vice versa or whatever. Like, show some of their collectibles or collector things that they might like. Like, I know I have like a ton of Pop Funkos that I like. I mean, like, I'm not a crazy collector, but I just buy the ones that I like and I think are cool for me. Like, I could show my gauntlets. You could show your gauntlet. Like, just like, I was just like, oh, like, we could easily make that a segment where, like, like, whoever the guest is or whoever brings in something of importance to them and can tell us why, and we can kind of like spotlight that on our end. I thought that would have been something cool.
Yeah, 100%. I would love to do that.
That, by the way. Nobody's allowed to take that. If you hear this before we start rolling it out, get out of here.
No, I love that idea. I didn't know what you were talking about at first, but
it literally popped in my head, and I was like, if I don't write this down somewhere, I'm going to forget about it. So I just texted you, and you're like, what? And I'm just like, don't ask questions. Get back to it.
No, I love that idea. Maybe we'll do that next week for sure. I'll get a whole bunch of stuff together, and we'll definitely do that. Yeah,
because we could get like me, you, like, I mean, you could probably get Joe, you could probably get whoever, even your brothers, you can get them to show off their stuff. Just like, and it could be just like your top, like, we could literally, I think is the first one to just roll it out, top 5 Funkos. Like, me,
yes.
You, and your brothers could definitely do that. I don't know if Joe has any, but, you know, like, you can do it that way, or you can just do like top 5. I don't even care, but just, you know, just as a thought there. So I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, I think Joe has like 1 or 2, but like still, he could still share them and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
he has
exactly,
too. A lot of
definitely.
football players and whatnot. Yeah, man. So as far as like the movies go and stuff like that, one thing I wanted to mention, I did mention it before to someone else that I was on a video call with. They started reopening movie theaters in China. Did you know that?
Starting to become operational again, to my knowledge.
Yes.
So China has finally hit their point where they've like plateaued with the cases going up. Again, I'm no expert by any means, so don't quote me. Don't get mad at me if I'm saying this wrong, but to my knowledge, China's case amounts are just like plateauing or starting to decline, where their economy is starting to kind of kickstart back. Now, the only problem with that, to my knowledge with it, is that a lot of people are like, oh, that's great, like China's getting back, which, yes, 100%, it's great. But the problem is this has been somewhat, and now mind you, China has really only been quarantined or closed for, I think, about like 2 months fully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 or 3 months. But the problem is that this has been going on in China since like November, December.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's where like a lot of like, and look, I'm a positive, optimistic person. Like, I think hopefully by May we will be starting to kind of get back to our normal lives to a certain capacity. Like, I think a lot of operational stuff will start to open with limits, open with restrictions. Like, I mean, like, at least I'm hoping so. Like, I'm hoping food will start to transition into that first, and then you'll start to get like the other necessities back,
yes.
like movie theaters, like things like that. But I think just like the biggest concern with it is like now it's just like so many people at first were just not concerned about it, and then it proved to just obviously like it was spreading so fast. So many people kind of just like bit the bullet and kind of like dug their own grave, in the sense that it's like you told yourself you were gonna be okay, which like you would have been, but instead you like went and did this, went and did that. Like, not just like the necessity stuff. Like I had to go to the mall last week when this was all kind of like starting, but it was because I needed to get like hand lotion for me and my mom, because like like from washing my hands are like bricks. Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh my God. But like I stopped in the GameStop because it was like next to the L'Occitane store. So like those were the stops that I made. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't go to Apple. I didn't go and do all that stuff too. So I think the big thing with it is like we've seen most places most have shut down immediately for like a 2-week time period. So this will be the end of week 1. A lot of businesses had closed earlier, but like a lot of things this is their first week they're fully closed.
Right.
Next week will be week 2, and then I mean like they're gonna reassess, but I think there's a very good chance that like most businesses and most things will be like closed for then like another maybe 2 weeks, and then just do the same thing of like the reassessment, because a lot of the timetables I've seen have been like 8 weeks, and like a lot of companies and this and that, like if that can be what can be the thing that helps us do it, then let's just like suck it up, do the minimal outreach that you need. Like, do not like go and see that person. Don't do any of that stuff. Just like, if you need to go out, but like don't be done with it, kind of a thing. Like I might jump in my car and just like drive down the road because I'm going crazy with it. So
get some fresh air, get the windows open, man. Yeah,
exactly. That's the thing. I've been trying to sit in as much sunlight, and like when I'm working, I'm moving areas constantly. Like I'm on my couch for like 30 minutes, then I'm at my table for like 2 hours, outside for an hour. Yeah, just because like, regardless, like I'm fortunate that I have a bigger house here. Like a lot of my coworkers that live in the city are like, they're trapped in a box kind of thing. Like I would literally, like, I know me, I'd be going crazy. Like I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be able to do it. But I think, I think it's optimistic with just like how things are working in China. That hopefully, again, that swing will kind of come our way soon. I can't really say much, but I'm more of an optimistic person. I'm just trying to be like, well, you know what? Let's just give it week by week, because like, what else are we gonna do?
That's all you can do. Yeah, you're right.
Like, we're in a position like none of us are experts. None of us are none of us will ever know to that extent. So it's more just like, dude, like suck it up, do what you got to do, and we kind of wait. That's all. Like literally, that's all we can do. So. Yeah. I think that's the really cool thing about China. China's starting to kind of get their footing again, which is great. And that's definitely going to help business with everywhere. Like we get so much supplies and so much stuff from China that if they start, operating again at capacity like that, then that's only going to help us. Like, boom, they're going to start making hopefully more Purell and more Lysol, because more toilet paper, please.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully once they start, it'll at least help make these next couple weeks of us in, isolation or quarantine, a little bit better. And look, I'll tell you right now, if this quarantine doesn't make you ever want to not go to jail, I don't know, I don't know whatever will, because like I'm living the life at the place I have, and I'm going crazy in here. So like, if you ever want to break the law, maybe think twice and go, remember that time that COVID-19 was around and I hated like being in my, I'm not going to say giant house, but like in my nice size house, like I got space and stuff, and I'm still going crazy. So, next time you think of breaking the law, maybe think again. But that's all I got to say with that.
In reference to that, I'm sure you've heard it. They're letting out some like non-violent, like I think they considered it non-violent prisoners, right?
Yep, non-violent offenders. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently the first day one of these guys got out, they robbed someone or robbed a place or something like that. Yeah, like it's crazy. That part I don't understand that much, because it's like, they're kind of already quarantined. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess, like, again, it comes down to the business side of things. It comes down to the amount of money. It comes down to how many people. It depends on, because like a lot of them can't, like, you have to kind of quarantine the space that they're in. So as much as they're quarantined, they're like, they're allowed their time out of their space, like out of their cell in those holding areas. And like most of the time, those can fit probably upwards to 100 to 200 people. So I think the problem then becomes like, well, you're not allowed to have meetings of over, 100, over what, 8 people, 10 people. Right, so now it's like, hey, surprise, we have 100 inmates that have to get out every day. I think hopefully it's only a positive stat. I know the first person to come out and do that is like whatever, but hopefully for the most part, people can go, you know what, I'm out. I got this is my get out of jail free card, literally.
Yeah. And don't ruin it. Right. Like,
exactly. Don't there's probably still guys in there that are like still in jail for the same offense that another guy got out on, or another guy, whatever. So I think that's what it comes down to, is like, hopefully the guys are realizing like, hey, I want to get out of here too. I'm going to be good and hope that this continues, kind of a thing. But,
Yeah, right. Let's talk about some movies that got pushed back or going to video on demand or whatnot, stuff like that. Trolls just announced that they're doing video on demand. Onward is now out on video on demand. I'm going to watch that either tomorrow or the next day. It's on video on demand. I'm not sure where. It's going to be on Disney Plus like April 5th or something like that. Yeah, so we still got a little wait on that, but I can't wait to see that when it comes out on there.
So, I want to see it so bad.
Yeah,
I'm so bummed.
There was a lot of speculation and rumors that Wonder Woman 1984 was going to go to video on demand, but they're not. They just announced today they delayed it to August like 14th or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So not too far. It's not like a Fast and Furious situation where they're waiting a whole year. But
God.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. But a lot of stuff getting delayed or going straight to video on demand for sure.
I think it's probably, for the most part, it's like they're realizing what their big budget ones are. I think the thing that sucks about Onward is that I'm super excited for it, but I don't know if it has enough traction to where they need to justify keeping it in theaters. Like, oh, well, let's just like hope when everyone gets back they still want to see it, or whatever it might be. It comes down to it where it's like, with a lot of those movies, like Trolls is probably a great family-friendly movie, but if families need it at any time, it's like now, like their
Absolutely.
Kids need a new movie to put on the TV and do like that, and it'll probably only help with streaming that will then equate to dollars. So I would like to see what platforms it ends up going on to. It's probably going to be like a purchase platform kind of thing, where it's like, buy it for $20 kind of a concept. And I always said, it's like, I think eventually we'll probably get to a point where we see movie theaters starting to go down. As much as I still love the concept of like going to a theater, yeah. I would easily pay a membership of like $200 a year to get movies that are like middle tier, not like the blockbusters, but like the middle of the pack stuff for, whatever kind of a concept. Like pay $200 and be able to like see it at my own like comfort of my couch. And I feel like most people would probably like agree with that to a certain extent. But
100%. I'll tell you one thing. It's a perfect time for all these streaming platforms to be coming out, like Disney Plus and.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I know, like Amazon's been out for a while, but HBO Max is going to be coming out soon. Like, what a perfect time not for coronavirus to happen, but for all these streaming platforms to be coming out for sure.
Yeah, I think like for Disney especially, this is huge for them that they were able to get this out, because like the streams that they're getting and the outreach that they're getting while their parks, wow, I don't know why I just yawned, while their parks are closed like that, like I think that's going to be a huge, component to make up some money for them and kind of like be able to re-up on a little bit of the lost investments that they have just with everything going on right now. So I think that's big for them especially.
For sure, man. For sure. All right, we're gonna move on to our next caller, but Luke, I appreciate you coming on as always. Please stay safe. I hope your family stays safe as well and healthy. And
thank you, Frankie. You as well with yours.
Yeah, man. And we'll do this sometime again next week for that for the merchandise section of it.
There we go. We'll chat it up. I'll talk to you then.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right, peace.
All right, we are going to move on to our last and final caller, and that is Adam Fadiga, another frequent podcast guest. Let's give him a call right now. Where you at, Adam? I don't see you. Hello? Yo, what's going on?
Oh, 1 second.
All right.
Phone is connected.
Yo, what's good?
Hey, you are, man. What's going on, dude? How you been?
Not much. Pretty good.
Where you at right now? I see you in your car. You're taking a drive, or what's up?
Yeah, I just got finished at my boy Luke's house.
Oh, nice. All right. So you're still living it up. All right. I see. How's work been?
Yeah, last couple of days haven't been that bad, but besides that, it's been really super busy, like worse than holidays.
For those of you that don't know, me and Adam, we both work at the liquor store right here. What's up, Luke? What's going on? Yeah, we both work at the liquor store, and it's just been absolute havoc there last week because of the whole quarantine and everything going on. Did you work today or yesterday?
I worked the last couple of days. On Monday and Sunday, it was like nothing. It was like we barely had any customers.
Okay, yeah.
We were just busy like, delivery-wise. That was pretty much it. Gotcha.
That's not that bad then, because it was insanely busy when I was working there for a little bit. But
oh yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we broke most of our records like for holiday pays.
Yeah, right, exactly. It should be. I mean, this whole thing that's happening right now shouldn't be considered a holiday, but like it's basically holiday pay, like you said, right? Exactly. Yeah, man. Have you been wearing masks or gloves or anything like that lately at work or no?
I've been wearing the gloves, not the mask though. The gloves though.
You got to on that register for sure. You have
to. I haven't been on register. I haven't been here the last couple of days.
Oh, that's good at least then. That's good. One thing that I said, and I even tweeted about it, was that like most people should use their debit or credit cards right now and just Lysol them up because, cash, like you're spreading germs. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, easy. I saw that tweet. I thought you were 100% right on that.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been watching any movies or playing any video games during your quarantine?
Just my regular 2K. I saw Goodfellas for the first time last night, so that was good.
Nice. All right.
I finally saw the movie full through of Good Will Hunting.
Wow, yeah, great movie. Did you like it?
Movie. Oh, I loved it.
Robin Williams, man, one of his best roles right there.
And Matt Damon, they killed it in that movie.
And Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was even.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man. So what else you got planned for the day? What are you doing?
I'm just gonna probably just chill with Luke. Nothing else really.
Right,
there's not much to do.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been trying to go anywhere that's like open right now?
Not really. The only place I went to today was just Wawa, really.
Wawa, yeah, and even them, they're limiting their customers right now too. Bringing customers in.
There's only 4 people in there when I went inside.
Yeah, and they stopped doing self-serve coffee there too. I saw online.
Yeah, it's same thing with the soda too. There's no more self-serve anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. All right, man. I just wanted to give you a quick call real quick. One thing I did want to say to you is that Jojo is actually a pretty good show.
Yeah. Well, want to tell Steve that. He's not going to agree with that.
Oh, no. I know Steve won't agree with me. But it is. If anything, check out part 2 because part 2 is pretty good. But then maybe not watch the rest of it.
No, I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, man. I appreciate you taking the time for this call.
No worries.
Please stay safe out there. Hopefully I see you soon.
Yeah, you too, man. I'll catch you later.
All right, man. Peace out.
Peace.
All right. And that'll really do it for us. Those were all of our callers that we had here today. Once again, please stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands. If you're going out, wear gloves, wear masks. This is no joke at all. It's not a joke, really. So please be careful. And I don't know when the next time we're going to see you guys, but hopefully it's somewhat soon. I'm going to try to start putting different content onto the channel as well. Maybe some gaming videos. I need to see how that'll work out, even though I don't play video games that much. And yeah, that's really it. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Podcast with Frank. And of course, also make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Tommy, I want to thank you for being my cameraman today. You have a YouTube channel too, as far as your Six Flags Great Adventure updates. You want to put a plug in?
Yeah, if you like Great Adventure, I don't really cover a lot of theme parks. It's something I plan to do once I actually go to other theme parks. Well, I need a car for that and maybe 17. So, if you want to check out great adventure-related stuff like Jersey Devil, vlogs whenever Six Flags opens, and just general park updates, you can find my YouTube channel at Everything SFGADV, which is short for Everything Six Flags Great Adventure. Same name on Instagram, so if you want to check that out as well. But yeah, that's really all I can say.
All right, that'll do it for us today. Peace out. My number 3, best Spider-Man movie to ever exist. What? Spider-Man 2. From the original Sam Raimi trilogy. Spider-Man 2 was phenomenal. It made me fall in love with Spider-Man. It made me fall in love with superhero films in general.
You're a Spider-Man fan?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
I love that whole trilogy, honestly.
The whole trilogy is great,
Oh, it's
even
good,
with
yeah.
the third one.
I didn't
Even
care.
with the third
Everyone
one.
shit on the third one. Like, I like the third one.
It's not as bad as everyone says it is.
Without the third one, we wouldn't have so many great memes, if you think about it.
No, you're 100% right.
You know?
And memes control the world.
Yeah.
Storks up.
Dr. Octopus was a fantastic
Doc
villain
Ock
in that
was great.
movie. The fight scene on the train,
Great.
phenomenal. And I feel like I've said phenomenal so
Phenomenal,
many
phenomenal,
times
phenomenal.
this podcast, but it really was. It really was.
We're playing a game where if you hear phenomenal on this, take a shot.